What's up, fight fans? You're watching Dissension, the MMA show for diehard fans, and not for those who think that Judo is the capital of Alaska. What's going on, fight fans? Welcome back. We are Dissension, the MMA show for diehard fans, and not for those who, I don't know, help me out, man.
This is a show for people who don't think that mission control is a military operation. So,
I like it. That one's good. He's going to patent that one.
Yeah, copyrighted right there. Heard from us first.
Man, UFC 156, I'm really excited for this one.
Yeah, it's going to be a really good card. Jose Aldo versus Frankie Edgar. And big implications. I mean, pound for pound, two of the greatest fighters right now. So I'm pretty excited about this.
This is going to be crazy. The first two fights, I don't even think we got to go too far into this.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, we got Camus and Kimura.
They're both up-and-comers. Camus is coming off a loss. Kimura was 9-0. I mean, he's coming out of Hawaii. I think he's training with BJ Penn, so I got Kimura out of this.
Yeah, I wasn't impressed with Camus. I'm inclined to agree. I don't really, not too much more than that. But what's throwing me off is Eve Edwards, coming off a great knockout win of Jeremy Stephens. So, hey, yeah, you knocked out a great guy. He's kind of a big name. Why are they throwing him Valley Flag?
Probably a warm-up fight, in my opinion. Build him up a little bit. Eve Edwards has like 60 fights. He's a great fighter. I mean, he's not on the downturn. He's just been around for a while. He's getting a little older. He's probably trying to get a paycheck or two. I think he might have came in and saved this fight because I think one of the guys originally scheduled were injured.
Yeah, it's just I keep still scratching my head over this going, but hey, you know, Eve Edwards, I don't think that's even a second thought for either one of us.
Eve Edwards knockout, probably first round.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah,
start the card off good.
Yep.
We disagree on this one.
Yeah, Jay Huron versus Tyrone Woodley. It's gonna be a great fight. Two great wrestlers. I mean, you got Edwards training out of Extreme Couture. He's been around for a while. Fought Pride, Affliction, UFC. I think he might have done a little bit of Strikeforce. But
I think he had one fight in there. Yeah.
So,
I think he won too.
I'm not sure. He did Bellator. I know that for sure.
That's true.
Yeah.
No, you're right. That's the one that I know he definitely did.
Yeah. So I mean, he's a veteran. Woodley's coming off that knockout loss to Nate Morcord. Third round, those elbow strikes, but
when he actually looked good.
Yeah. I mean, he had the first round of that fight, used his wrestling to his advantage. So I mean, I think this wrestling advantage will pretty much even out, make it a stand-up war. Woodley's got the power. Huron's got the overall. He's got submissions. He's got pretty good striking. He's been around forever. I'm picking Huron. So,
you know what? You make some good points. I think I got to go with Woodley, and I don't know. I don't want to say call it a gut feeling because, like you said, wrestling kind of close.
Yeah.
Woodley got just knocked out. He was undefeated. I think he thought he was untouched. His mom went to every freaking fight.
His mom's crazy.
I mean, I think he has a wake-up call. He's going to start being a little more well-rounded. You know what? Maybe even be a better striker. Who knows? We haven't seen him since that knockout.
Yeah, he's got a big right hand, big left hand. He's got great power in his hand, so I wouldn't be surprised if he knocks out Huron, but I don't think it's going to happen.
Huron is a veteran. You make a good point, but I've never been too impressed with him. Yeah. I was very impressed that he held his own against Jake Ellenberger.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Part of me just like, you know what, Woodley, I think he has the wrestling advantage by a little bit. And even if he starts taking this seriously, the whole, start well-rounding his game out and just, hey, watch out, keep your hands up, not get knocked out like he did against Nate Marquardt.
Yeah, but Nate Marquardt's one of the great welterweights right now. I mean, he just lost that fight to Safadine, but...
Which is why I think I'm going with him, because if he can hold his own against a great striker like Marquardt, he probably can beat Jay Huron. Okay. So I'm going to go with Woodley. He's got Huron.
Yep.
Sweet. We usually don't disagree so early in the card, so this is awesome.
Bobby Green, Jacob Volkman, another. I got Volkman.
Volkman is wrestling. Do we have to even?
Enough said about that.
Yeah, Volkman's wrestling. Okay, too easy.
All right, so we got Figueroa, or however you say it, against Rivera. So
Figueroa and Rivera. I'm calling this fight of the night. These two guys that like to stand, they like to strike. You can argue that Figueroa is slightly more technical, but man, Rivera is like a man on a mission. He's aggressive, swinging wildly. He destroyed Alex Soto, and then it was a no contest when he beat Roland Delorme or whatever his last name is. Yep. Found a banned substance, but still, it wasn't like that was an unusually good performance. He swings bombs. Yeah, he goes for the kill, and if he's going to stand and bang like Ferraro, I think he will do. Man, he's going to get clipped, and I think he'll put him away early. I don't see this going to the second round.
I'm not sure about the fight of the night prediction, but I agree with your pick because, I mean, we got Jose Aldo and Frankie Edgar main event. That's going to be fight of the night.
That's true.
Especially since the UFC always hands out those bonuses to the bigger name guys.
I correct myself. Contender for fight of the night.
There we go. So, I agree with you. And now we got Evan Dunham versus Gleason Tebow. This one, big lightweights, T-Bow,
Yeah.
giant guy. I got T-Bow all the way. He's going to, as long as cardio stays up, he's going to out-muscle Dunham,
Yeah.
knock him out maybe. He's got some good submissions.
In the
too.
lightweight division, you got short, stocky guys, and you got tall, lengthy guys.
And then you got Gleason
Lacey
T-Bow.
T-Bow is
You
like
got Gleason
5'10",
T-Bow.
and he's huge. He's
the
thick.
guy walks around, looks like he's 225.
It's crazy.
The guy's massive.
You know, they actually say that he's as thick as Thiago Alves, but an inch taller.
That's insane.
It is like...
Yeah. I mean, I saw his last fight. I mean, I forget who he fought. He lost, I think. But, I mean, it was a pretty... He was a big
Gleason
guy.
T-Bow?
Yeah. He was a big guy, and T-Bow just made him
No,
tiny.
that was the controversial decision. He was supposed to... Everyone's like, I couldn't... He got beat by Nurmagomedov.
Oh, yeah.
Or Nurmagomedov.
He just came off an awesome win.
And then,
Yeah.
Oh, man, knockout of the night.
Yeah, elbows right
It
there.
was awesome. Did it win knockout of the night?
Yeah.
It should have been, but...
Should've
No,
been.
Vitor.
Yeah, Vitor.
By the way, we called that right.
called that
I got
right
a Twitter
here.
battle over that, but more on that another time.
Yep. So, I got T-Bow just because he's so much bigger, has so much power, great ground game. I mean,
I'm inclined to agree.
as long as he doesn't gas out.
Dunham is the kind of guy who either has the striking or grappling advantage.
Yeah.
He might have the striking advantage in this one, but I mean, his last fight against TJ Grant, I thought he was going to easily pick him apart. He lost the decision. I'm inclined to go with T-Bow, just whatever.
Yeah, I got T-Bow.
Too strong, man.
There we go. We agree here. All right, Joseph Benavidez versus Ian McCall. Two great flyweights.
Whoever wins this fight,
Number one
arguably
contender.
third in the rankings, fourth and fifth.
Yeah.
But
Two of the big names at flyweight right now. I got Benavidez just because he's got such great wrestling.
I'm inclined to agree only because even if you say, oh, they're both even in the wrestling, who's got the submission advantage?
Exactly.
Obviously, you're going
He
to go
trains
with
with
Benavidez.
Team Alpha Male, but you know they got that guillotine.
Oh my god,
Nasty
you can rip his
guillotine.
neck off with those
exactly.
guillotines. You
One
kidding
arm
me?
guillotine too. Uriah
It's
Faber
crazy.
style. Yeah. So Benavidez by decision or one arm guillotine. So I'm just going like that. I'm a guillotine man myself.
He likes those mounted guillotines or whatever.
Exactly.
Guillotine or decision. Yeah, we're pretty much on the same page with this
I
one.
agree with that one.
This is a tough fight.
Great fight. Fitch versus Maya.
Uh,
Very tough.
I don't even know where to begin on this. Please say something because I'm going back and forth as we
Came
speak.
off that great fight against Eric Silva. I mean, handed Silva. I think it was his first loss, and probably first loss in the UFC.
First official
Official, yeah.
loss.
So-
Well, first technical loss.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that whole strikes to the back of the head.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Eric Silva was a great guy, but big but Silva took his back.
He did.
He's a pretty solid black belt, but he's no Damian Maia. Damian
No.
Maia is a third or fourth degree black belt. I mean, I've trained with third to fourth degree black belts. They are insane. This
I
guy's
stay away from those
ADCC
guys.
champ.
I like my
I mean,
limbs.
yeah, exactly.
I like my neck.
So-
I like my limbs.
Arguably, I mean, Fitch, Penn had his back.
Yep.
Penn's got that great rear naked choke. So I'm kind of thinking Damian Maia's jiu-jitsu is a little bit better. It's hard to say.
I agree.
Both great guys, but it's tough. Damian Maia, his kickboxing, people were saying he's about a C-level kickboxer.
Mhm.
No, I think
I think he's a better boxer than a kickboxer.
Yeah, I agree. He's been throwing a lot of big left hands because he's a southpaw, which is going to be interesting for Fitch because I think Fitch is an orthodox fighter.
They look pretty when they land.
But Fitch does have that reach advantage. So this is really tough for me to call. Fitch is either going to grind him out or he's going to get caught. I mean, Damian Maia has got some scary submissions. Rear naked choke causing you to bleed. That's tight.
That
You know you have a
he was
squeeze
like
then.
cranking his neck on that
Yeah,
one too. That was
exactly.
scary.
Scary guy. I'm going with Damian Maia, but
Man, at this very second, I'm like, man, I don't know. And I'll tell you what I think is going to happen. Fitch might actually start, and I don't want to say it's right, and I don't want to say by the end of the fight's over, we're going to go, he should have won.
Yeah.
I think this whole wrestler in the guard, even if he's defending the jiu-jitsu guy's submissions, he might try to use this to advantage. Because I don't think Damian Maia is going to be able to take Fitch down unless he gets in and he pulls guard, because he's not afraid to do so. But how many times have we seen Fitch? His jiu-jitsu is pretty good. It's good enough where I think he can escape the submissions, or at least like throw some punches, kind of land on top, and the judges might go, "Oh, the wrestler's on top." They might give him the rounds just kind of on a, "Oh, okay, he's on top."
Yeah.
I don't want to say it's right, but I think he's going to play this to advantage and just kind of like do what he did to BJ. The only difference is he might not gas. And he's just going to be constantly attacking, maybe defending, and it'll be like a whole. What was the mismatch between Demetrius Johnson and Miguel Torres?
Oh,
Where they're
yeah.
like, "Hey,
Yep.
he should have lost. He was on top, but he was defending."
Yeah.
I think Fitch is going to pull one of these things off.
I want to see Fitch lose by a rear naked choke because his last fight, he was sitting there in a post-fight interview. He's just like, yeah, I mean, nobody's going to give me a rear naked choke. I trained for BJ.
I'm tough to submit.
I had people, I have the toughest submission defense. Best submission fighter right here. Definitely in the welterweight division, if not in the UFC. I mean, it's tough between him.
He was serving some humble pie.
Yeah. So I mean, exactly. Rear naked choke, Damian Maia. Just some revenge.
If it happens, I will not say it's impossible. I can definitely see it happening.
Make it rain, money move.
I can see it happening. I got to go with my boy Fitch.
Yeah.
I think he's just going to play the system.
Yeah. Normally I'll pick the wrestler, but Damian Maia all the way.
Got to represent jiu-jitsu.
Exactly.
Man, this one, two big guys.
Biggest big guys. I mean, Antonio Silva. He cuts a lot of weight to get down to 265.
That's a big dude.
Yeah. And Overeem, Roid Rage Overeem. I mean, I hate to say it, but he's going to knock out Silva.
From my opinion.
I don't care. I'm going to say it right now. Roids, TRT, too big. You go from light heavyweight and pride, walk around maybe to 225 to, I ate a lot of beef and horse meat. Horse meat. The biggest problem, I shit too much.
My lips are sealed. I'll just...
So, I mean, he just decided he's going to stop putting in his voluntary urine samples. I'm going to be surprised if he... I'm not going to say I'm going to be surprised if he passes all the drug tests for this fight, but I want to see his post-fight drug test. It's going to be interesting, because if he wins this fight, he's #1 contender. Velasquez. Going to be a great fight, which I think he will. I think the Dutchman's going to come out there, knock him out, maybe a liver shot like he did Brock Lesnar.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Brock Lesnar's a big heavyweight. If he can do what he did, the same thing to Silva.
Yeah, but you also got to think Brock Lesnar's coming off of diverticulitis. He's not the same after that. I mean,
probably not, but I mean, that's again speculation. Who's to know if he wasn't 100%? He didn't go for the takedown. He went to stand with him and he was like, that's stupid. The same thing would have happened.
I mean, he cut him over the face. I mean, Silva's got some power. He's definitely not got the striking advantage, but if he gets caught on the chin...
People forget. Well, you're right about that, but people forget he's a black belt in karate.
Yeah.
I mean, most people are like, jiu-jitsu.
Exactly.
He knows how to strike.
Yeah, he knows how to strike, but I mean, we saw Daniel Cormier knock him out with a big right hand, and you got the K1 Grand Prix champion
the Black Fedor.
Yeah, Black Fedor coming to the UFC. It's going to be good. He's going to take out John Jones.
But it looks like we're on the same page. I mean,
Overeem. One thing is,
he's got the guns, man.
If you got Silva shooting in, you can't forget Overeem's got one of the greatest guillotines in the game.
That's true.
I mean, when he was down at light heavyweight,
Vitor Belfort, ask him. He knows.
Exactly. Now imagine he's got these giant biceps. You get caught in that guillotine, you're going out. Your neck's getting broken.
Yeah, it's either if you don't get choked out, you're just gonna have your neck snap.
Exactly. So Overeem submission or TKO. I'm leaning towards TKO, but.
Yeah, TKO, knockout, I don't see any other thing.
Yeah.
Or, hey, great guillotine, maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
You're a man of the guillotine.
So, that's my move. We got Rashad Evans and Little Nog, Rogerio Nogueira.
Little Nog.
I love the Nogueiras, but Rashad's got this. And after this fight, I want to see Rashad go down to 185, fight Anderson Silva.
A lot of people are petitioning for that fight. Yep. Will it happen?
I'm not so sure, but as long as John Jones has got the belt, he's not getting the belt back at 205.
No.
And he could be a two-division champion because he's got what it takes to beat Anderson Silva. He's got good boxing. He's Chael Sonnen with pretty good boxing.
Yeah.
I mean, Sonnen's got really deceptive boxing, but...
My only throw is he's so lean at 205. Will that affect him?
He's not lean at 205. He's big and muscly. I mean, you can see he's still got a lot of water
I think he's leaner than...
He's lean, but that's because he's got so much muscle on him. I mean, you get him working with Mike Dolce, 185.
And again, I don't know what his diet is, so I mean, he might not affect him at all, or we could see a little bit decrease in his performance.
But I mean, I think... Because he's always been the smaller guy. I mean, he won the Ultimate Fighter at heavyweight.
That's true.
The guy he beat was like 265 on the dot.
Brad Imes. I still think he might have won that fight. But you got to give it to the little guy. He put his heart out and he won.
So, I mean, Rashad is definitely going to win this fight as long as he doesn't get caught like an armbar because
He's too smart for that.
That's what I want to say. Plus, he's too strong for that. But Nogueira, he's got very good boxing.
Yeah.
And he's got great submissions. I wouldn't say he's got great kicks or takedowns or anything like that, but... As long as Rashad fights it smart, I think he can knock him out, or he's going to win a decision.
Back on the kicks, I think it's the diversity of the striking that's going to help Rashad.
Exactly.
He throws knees on like Tito Ortiz. He throws head kicks out of like when you don't even expect it.
Yeah.
So, and how many? Ryan Bader, Phil Davis, good wrestlers. They all beat just by using the wrestlers. They beat Little Nog.
And we saw Rashad out wrestle Phil Davis, which was a huge surprise to me because Phil Davis is a great wrestler. Rashad. fantastic wrestler.
It's almost like it's setting up for another being out wrestled, or he might even land one of those crazy head kicks.
If Rashad doesn't go down to 185, I wouldn't mind seeing him fight Chael Sonnen. Just because.
You know, yeah.
I mean,
let's not get ahead of it. Assuming he loses. I mean,
if he loses,
I know what the odds are. I know what the odds are. I know what we're thinking about.
Chael Sonnen, because if Chael Sonnen loses to Jones, which I got my opinion on that, but I love Chael Sonnen, but if he loses to Jones,
yeah,
2 losers, but probably top 10 heavyweights. Well, Rashad for sure. I would definitely say Sonnen's a top 10 light heavyweight. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that'd be a great fight, regardless of win or loss here.
I'm inclined to agree. He pretty much said it all between the kicks, his game plan. Both of us got Rashad. It's could get submitted. Don't see it happening.
Yeah.
Just not happening. Main event.
We got to time this one.
You know what? Talk a little bit about it. The only thing I will say is we've been doing a good job of picking the main event.
Yeah. Great job.
Tomorrow we're going to find out, and again, this is not happening yet, but you already know by the time this comes out. Who knows what's going to happen with the main event tomorrow?
It's actually Saturday, but Demetrius Johnson against John
So we don't know yet, and this is the first one where we actually disagree.
Yeah.
But
one of us is going to be able to call every single main event. So,
but we've picked Vitor Belfort and Bisping. We've picked Cain Velasquez. We picked Roy Nelson. Which that wasn't that hard.
Yeah, exactly. But what surprised me was Vitor came in as the underdog. Everybody thought Bisping was going to out-wrestle him or out-strike him with his cardio. To me, that was plain as day. He's going to bum rush him like he did. I mean, I was surprised it was him in that first round. Bisping won that first round, but that head kick. After he threw in the first round, we should have seen that coming. So.
Yeah, well, we called it.
We called it.
And we're good at calling the upset, too, because we both got Cain Velasquez. And we're picking the underdog. We're picking I don't want to say that Aldo is not a great fighter. Great pound-for-pound fighter. Definitely one of the best. Anderson Silva said himself, if he fought at 185, he would run away.
Yeah.
He would not fight Aldo if he was a middleweight. But he's a 145-pound champion. Little muscly. Everyone's saying that he can't. Lean. Everyone's saying he can't do the cardio thing. And who's got good cardio?
Frankie Edgar. Rocky, right here. The Rocky of MMA.
And
soon to be a 2-division champion. One of 2 others. Going to be the 3rd. I mean, come on.
I ate my words when I said Chad Mendes was going to be Jose Aldo. But, in all fairness, I got that picture where he's parallel to the freaking ground, and what saved him? Grabbing the fence.
Yeah. Well, Frankie Edgar, Chad Mendes with better striking. He works with Phil Nurse on his Muay Thai, which is the guy who works with GSP.
That's right.
I mean, out of TriStar. Great boxing. Frankie's got amazing hands. I mean, he knocked out Gray Maynard. Yep. I think a big thing here is Frankie's going to be extremely strong. I mean,
and he can take a punch.
Exactly. But, I mean, Jose Aldo is probably going to be on his back. So we're going to see Jose's jiu-jitsu, and we're going to see what happens when he gets to the 5th round. Because we saw against Mark Hominick, I mean, Hominick almost won the fight in the 5th round. Just
landing punches in the 5th round.
Exactly. 4 rounds, that giant hematoma.
Ooh.
I mean, Frankie is 10 times tougher than that. I mean, no disrespect to Hominick, but Frankie is way tougher.
And he can dish it right back out. Not only can he take it, he's like, I'm going to get you one now.
Yeah. I mean, you see Frankie competing against Gray Maynard and Ben Henderson, 2 of the biggest lightweights ever.
Yep.
Again, except for Gleison Tebow, but again, Tebow, different level. And Frankie goes with them, muscle for muscle. So at 145, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a little bit of suplexing. I mean,
he might even be faster.
Yeah, exactly. That's what he's saying. He's saying he's a lot faster now because he's cutting out all the bad food. He's leaned down.
Oh, yeah.
His cardio is way better because he has to run more.
How can you even imagine Frankie Edgar with better cardio? That's like Clay Guida on steroids.
Exactly. And another fight, Clay Guida, but that's you'll know the winner of that.
Oh yeah.
By then, but
we both picked him, so it doesn't really matter.
So,
I mean,
another big guy, but I mean, I got Edgar probably by decision, but. That's just because all his fights have gone to decision recently.
Yeah.
And Jose Aldo is a great champion, great fighter, but he's already talking about going up to 155 after this fight. So
maybe that's a mental thing. Maybe he already is predicting he's going to lose.
Yeah. I mean, at 155,
speculating, but maybe.
Yeah. So I mean, I got Frankie. I think you got Frankie.
If I pick Chad Mendes,
I'm great at convincing people.
If I got Chad Mendes to beat Aldo, and again, I think that was a horrible the way the whole fight planned it. Oh, don't grab the fence. No, you didn't. Whatever. I think it's stupid. I mean, you can't reset a fight while you're in the air.
Yeah.
But you take Chad Mendes, you give him great striking and better cardio with a great chin, and he's just got a warrior spirit.
Yeah.
Got to go with Frankie Edgar.
Frankie Edgar, first 2-division champ, and you're hearing it now. I would not be surprised if Frankie is the first 3-division champion right here. I mean, 155 soaking wet, cutting down 10 pounds to 145. I mean, come on. Get him with Mike Dolce.
He's going to do a Uriah Faber thing. You know, I don't want to know 145. And he's like, no, I'll go 135. I'll go 135.
And the thing is, Dominic Cruz and Renan Barão, your interim champ, champ there, both don't like wrestlers. I mean, first fight
keep listening
between Dominic Cruz and Uriah Faber. Uriah Faber took him down, choked him out.
I don't even have to talk. He's
Frankie Edgar.
This is gold coming out.
Sure, he's got great hands. I mean, Dominic Cruz has great hands. So does Renan Barão. Great Muay Thai, but
that's true.
Yeah, I mean, Cruz is only a blue belt in jiu-jitsu under Lloyd Irvin. Great teacher, but I mean, still, Frankie, great jiu-jitsu, great wrestling. Out wrestles Dominic Cruz, or Renan Barão, or Michael McDonald. Takes 135. Yeah. So I mean, three-division champion. But that's only if Frankie decides to make the cut.
He's a prophet. He's calling this way ahead of time.
The only thing he's way ahead of time is Frankie going to make the cut because Frankie is stubborn.
I think he can do it, but
he
might not want to.
Yeah, I mean, he's at 145. He's like, hey, I already cut 10 pounds. I'm decent size here. Why do I want to be the big guy?
He'll probably wait if he loses the belt.
Exactly.
If he gets it and he keeps it for a while and then he loses it, he might say, what the heck?
Or you could always just set up a super fight with whoever's down there. Well, then he could go up. That. Then he could go up and do the 155 again, and 3 belts at one time. How about that? Come on.
And we both think that he beat Ben Henderson both times.
Yeah, I agree. This is pretty much lightweight champion against featherweight champion.
In my opinion, same thing. Yep. You really can't.
So
we'll get some criticism on that, but bring it.
Come on.
I got nothing. You got anything else?
Screw you, Bleacher Report.
This fight is going to be awesome. I don't know when we're doing next one. I don't know, but we will see you then. I'm Ryan Fight Freek Poli.
I'm Josh Leduc.
We'll see you next time.